So what is the systematic position of protozoa? So protozoans are having characteristic of both plants and animals. So one solution to classify them was to place them in a separate phylum. So in 1866, Ernest Haeckel created the phylum Protista for single cell eukaryotic cells. So we have to remember that in 1866, Ernest Haeckel, he devised the phylum, the kingdom Protista for single cell eukaryotic organism. So this is not phylum, this is kingdom Protista. The term protist typically is used in reference to an eukaryote that is not a true animal, true plant. What is a true animal? A true animal is a multicellular eukaryotic cell which does not have chlorophyll for synthesis of. What is a true plant? Multicellular eukaryotic cell with the power to synthesize food. So, or a true fungus, or in reference to the eukaryote and eukaryote that lacks a multicellular stage is a protist. Now, very important question for competitive exam is, does protista include protozoans only, or it includes other eukaryotic cells also? So we will see, and we will try to answer this question in this lecture. If you see history, two kingdom classification, Linnaeus gave, and he divided into Animalia and Plantae. Then three kingdom classification, Ernest Haeckel was proposed it, and he separated Animalia, Plantae and Protista. So Ernest Haeckel in 1866 separated Protista from Animalia and Plantae, and it includes all eukaryotic unicellular animal or plant-like or fungal-like organism. Now, see, we follow the six kingdom classification now. You have studied the five kingdom classification earlier. We follow the six kingdom classification. So what is the position of protozoa in the six kingdom classification? The six kingdom classification was proposed by three microbiologists, Carl Boyce, O. Candler, and M. L. Willis. On the basis of nucleic acid hybridization and DNA sequencing methods, organisms are now classified into six kingdom. So six kingdom you have seen. First is Animalia, then Plantae, fungi, Protista, and the Monera is now classified into Eubacteria and Archaebacteria. So now Monera is replaced by Eubacteria and Archaebacteria. And another term which is now introduced above the kingdom in the sixth kingdom classification is domain. Now domain is placed above the kingdom. So the basic unit of classification, if you see, lowermost is species. This is the basic unit of classification. Species, then genus, then family, order, class, phylum, and kingdom. Now above the kingdom, now we have another group which is called as the domain. So after comparing the base sequence of 16S RNA, it was proposed that bacteria should be divided into two kingdoms, Eubacteria and Archaebacteria. So the kingdom Monera is now divided into kingdom Eubacteria and Archaebacteria, and so we have six kingdoms now. So what is the difference between kingdom and domain? Kingdom is one of the five categories of living organism. Domain is one of the three major categories. So we have six kingdom and we have three domains. So Monera, Protista, fungi, Plantae, Animalia. Animalia's Monera is divided into bacteria and Archaebacteria. And the domain are bacteria, Archaea and Eukarya. So kingdom is below the domain level and kingdom and domain is above the kingdom level. So the highest taxa we have now in the classification is domain. Three domains. See, we are just concentrating on Protista. This is Protista. If you see, these are the three domains: Eukarya, bacteria, and Archaebacteria. In the domain Eukarya, in the first domain, we have Animalia, plantae, fungi, and Protista. So Protista is now included in the domain Eukarya. And Eukarya is the largest domain. It includes 4 of the total 6 kingdoms. So now we see kingdom Animalia is divisible into 3 taxa: Parazoa, Mesozoa, and Eumetazoa. So if you see Animalia and Protista, so we have completed Protista, the Protozoa, the basic concept of Protozoa we have completed, and now we are moving to Animalia, the kingdom in domain Eukarya. So the kingdom Animalia is divisible in 3 taxa: Parazoa, Mesozoa, and Eumetazoa. Now see, para, meso, and eumetazoa. Eu means true. So the true multicellular organisms are in eumetazoa. Kingdom Animalia we defined as all the eukaryotic but multicellular organisms. The eukaryotic unicellular organisms are included in the kingdom Protista, and the multicellular eukaryotic organism are placed in the kingdom Animalia. So the kingdom Animalia is first divisible into 3 taxa: the Parazoa, Mesozoa, and Eumetazoa or Metazoa. Now the Parazoa, Mesozoa, and Eumetazoa, what are the characteristics? The character which we are comparing are habit, tissues, organs, digestive tract, mouth, digestion type, body surface, and the body cavities. So if we see the habit, Parazoa, they are all sessile, tissues are absent, organs are not formed, digestive tract and mouth is absent, digestion is all intracellular, and the body surface is porous. See, if you remember porifera, they are the parazoans, and the body surface is porous. Body cavities, the coelom is absent, the true body cavity is absent, and other internal cavities are present. Other internal cavities are present, and in Mesozoa no coelom and no cavity is present. So these are the characteristics of Parazoa. We have seen the body surface, and then the digestion is intracellular. Now we move to Mesozoa. When we move to Mesozoa, we see that the body is sessile, but it is parasitic. So all mesozoans are parasitic, and it includes a simple single phylum which is also called as Mesozoa. Organs again not formed, digestive tract and mouth absent. So these are similar to Parazoa. The body surface is not porous. So this is another difference from Parazoa. No coelom and no cavity is present. Eumetazoa. Now see, Eumetazoa, they are mostly mobile because they are two multicellular organisms. So they are mostly mobile, but they can be sedentary also, as in Hydra. Then they have well-defined tissue. So they have upgraded from cellular level, they have moved to the tissue level. Then from the tissue level, they move to the organ level. So the organs are also present, and complete digestive tract is present in most of the animals with mouth and anus. And digestion is mostly extracellular, and the body is not porous, and the coelom is formed in most of the phylum, and the coelom also forms the basis of classification. So Acoelomata, Eucoelomata, and Pseudocoelomata, and then further divisible into Schizocoelomata and Enterocoelomata. Thanks. This lecture we will continue. In the next lecture, we will study about the Parazoa, Mesozoa, and Eumetazoa. So we will be basically studying the details of Parazoa and Mesozoa in the next lecture. Thank you.